Folks, we got a very special restoration video for you today. Naoto's eating his lunch, getting ready, getting his energy up, because this guy is gonna be real tricky to work on. This knife is straight up wrecked. It belonged to a customer in our Edmonton store. Story is, it sat in a compost bin for a year. I'm guessing it got lost and then it turned up this spring when they were turning their compost. This thing's mangled. It's destroyed. The blade's caked in rust. The stainless steel is oxidizing and chipping away. The carbon steel core is eaten away to nothing. I don't even know if there's a knife left in there. We're gonna find out today. But with the wooden handle, the pack of wood, unsurprisingly, is mostly fine, but the cherry wood is actively biodegrading. It's caked in dirt and compost. It's nasty. This thing is gross. We're gonna see today if Naoto can get a brand new knife out of this. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Enjoy the video.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty, so today I've been told that I have to be here to do some sort of a restoration. I haven't looked at the knife yet, but seems like this is it. Long story short, I think this is a knife from a customer in Edmonton. They found it and they want us to do a restoration on it. Let's take a look. Oh my, yep. This is probably one of the worst. Oh my god. Did they get a flood? I don't think they had a flood. Like, did they find them by the river or something? Maybe they don't have a lot of snow, but maybe like left it out over like one winter long or something.
Take a look at the handle, it might give you some clues.
It's dry and that's give me a clue. It's almost like it hasn't been chewed up by animals or anything, so I don't think it was outside, was it? It's almost like, no, it's not been burned. And Edmonton is landlocked, so they don't have ocean. No, I give up. What happened?
It was in a compost bin for 1 year.
Did anyone actually did this, like, the thing to make it actually, like, I can safely touch it? Give me a sanitizer or something.
All right, we're gonna do some gloves and some sanitizer.
Yeah. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to inspect my knife, take stock of the problem areas, and then I'm going to disinfect both the handle and the blade to make it safe to handle. Barkeeper's Friend and water make a slight chemical reaction which will help to remove the rust. I use a wine cork because it is gentle on the blade. There's still some rust, but it will come off when I thin the knife. Next, I'll do the same thing on the other side, cleaning it as I go so I can make sure I didn't miss anything. There are a number of reasons I'm starting the grind at such high angle. The most important reason is that it grinds the damaged edge away much quicker. I try to stay even on both sides so that once it's time to thin the blade, it will be easier to keep it nice and even. As you can see, there's still ways to go. No more chips along the edge, but some pitting on the side. Let's find out how deep it goes. Now it's time to thin out the blade and remove the pitting. This isn't just to get rid of rust, it's also to expose the core steel and thin the blade at the same time. I'm always moving the knife so that I can keep the bevel very even. I don't want to keep it still because I don't want to overgrind any spots and have to correct it later. As you can see, there's a still small amount of pitting, but if I continue to grind the knife, they'll become chips and I would have to grind another 2-3 millimeters, which is not really ideal. Next, I need to reshape the knife. I start by grinding down the rust that was built up on the spine of the knife. I rotate the knife side to side so there is no sharp edges on the spine. I decided to make the Kiritsuke tip fairly aggressive because the knife became so much thinner from the repair process. It didn't look great, so I wanted to return it closer to its former glory. Whether you call it a bunka tip or Kiritsuke tip, it's very cool looking when it's evenly balanced. Now I move on to the finer grit wheel to even out the bevel. Even though I try my best to keep it even on the finer grit stone, there are still some minor high spots and low spots, as well as smoothing out the scratches that I made on the coarse wheel. Now it's ready for sharpening on the hand stones. This one here is a Shapton Rockster 320 grit stone. It evens out the bevel very nicely. Next, we move on to the new stone we recently brought in. It's called the Shin Nagura stone. It has some natural stone powder in it, so it gives a very nice, even, mild finish on that bevel. Now you can see the shiny exposed core steel. This is another Shin Nagura stone, a 3000 grit. I'm trying to make the core steel even shinier with this one. This stone is extra for this special restoration project. It's a Maroyama Shiro Suita. It's a very soft stone and it gives a very nice natural stone kasumi finish. This is a Suita finger stone I'm going to use to even out the finish. Now we're ready to take this moldy handle off. Usually I'd use a different method, but because of the terrible condition, I chose to use a hammer and chisel for this one. I need to clean up the tang a little bit. Within the tsuchime finish, there's little touch of rust left over that the barkeeper's friend missed. I decided to tackle those spots with a rust eraser because it fits into the grooves very nicely. I wanted to make sure the choil where your finger sits was nice and smooth. So I brought out the Dremel. While doing that, I noticed some small chips in the heel, so I dealt with that at the same time. I'm also giving the spine a smooth polish with the Dremel, so it's nice to touch. It's time to eat some hot pot together. Just kidding. I'm heating up the tang so I can burn it into the handle really evenly. So I leave the tang to heat up enough that it can go into the wood, but not for too long because the heat can actually affect the heat treatment of the steel. This is me putting the final edge onto the knife. Then here's me testing out the edge to make sure it's sharp. As you can see, here's the final restoration. It's a great kasumi finish on the bevel there. On the back side, there is a small amount of pitting. As I mentioned earlier, if I would have taken them farther, they would have vected on the edge. And that would require removing far too much steel.